everybody, and welcome to this part of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1. I'm Doug, and I am happy you're here. Now, this episode is an appendix episode, meaning that this is like a little bonus episode that's showing you some side stuff that you don't necessarily need to see to get the full story of the game, but it's there in case you're deciding to play along, or you just want to see what the game has to offer. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to be using the Mystic Key, which we got in the previous episode for first defeating the Dark Elf Astos, and then waking up the Elven Prince, who gave us this Mystic Key. And this Mystic Key does a cool thing where it's going to allow us to open up doors that have been previously locked in locations that we visited beforehand. Those locations being the Western Keep, the Elven Castle, the Chaos Shrine, Castle Cornelia, and the Marsh Cave. Now I'm going to be jumping to all those locations, so it's going to be, you know, jumpy, cutty kind of stuff, and that means a lot of editing for me, so this should be fun for everyone. Alright, so first thing we need to get is actually going to be here in Elfheim. So, relatively simply to do, all you have to do is after you get the Mystic Key, come to the Elven Castle here, and you're just going to want to go around the wall right outside the castle here, and this room back here is the room with the treasure chests in it. Now, you don't need to click on the door or anything to use the key. You just need to walk in, and boom, you're there. So here in the Elven Key, in the Elven Castle, I was gonna say the Elven Keep, but that's another place. But anyways, Elven Castle. First is the Mithril Hammer. Second is gonna be 800 gil. Second is 700 gil, and finally is the Bronze Gloves. So, basically, the Mystic Key is going to open up doors to treasures that might or might not be worth a person's time depending on how you feel about the game. If you feel like you don't want to do a lot of grinding, or you feel like you've done enough grinding and you don't want to go and collect more things, you don't need to get it. Me, because one, I want to try to do everything in this game that I can, and two, because I feel like taking the time to go back to these locations that you've already visited is actually really useful. I'm gonna go back and visit all of them, which is, you know, the purpose of this video. So anyways, first thing I want to do though is I want to equip Sid with the oh, Mithril Hammer's not as good as I thought it was, but actually I'm thinking I could give the Mithril Hammer to Lily, so that's awesome. I could actually give her this leather cap to increase her defense. Doop. I'm gonna give him the Bronze Gloves. Okay, yeah. A little bit of that stuff. Yep. Okay. Mumbling. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, we're going to be jumping over to the Western Keep, and then following that it's going to be the Marsh Cave, and then the Chaos Shrine, and then we'll end up at Castle Cornelia, so I'll see you in the next spot. Okay, we're back, and we are at the Western Keep. I just want to start out by saying, sorry, earlier in the video, my commentary probably wasn't all that good. It's probably not going to be all that good for this whole video. I'm having a little bit of an off day, and, you know, I guess I just don't have as much to talk about, so, sorry for that. Trying to find where to go now. But yeah, like, you know, I figure I might as well be honest. Like, you know, I watch a lot of Let's Plays, and some of the ones I really like are the ones that are really informative and stuff, and, like, the people can, like, talk and explain stuff, and they seem really knowledgeable, and I try to emulate that, but, like, you know, days like this, and more often than not, I'm kind of realizing that's not really me, so I'm trying to be casual. So, in these chests, there's going to be the Power Staff, the Falchion, and Steel Gloves. Now, I think there's, I mentioned it in an earlier episode, I think when we were exploring the Marsh Cave, but the there are some tiles in this game that when you step on them, a monster battle occurs, and I think this is one of those locations. So in front of every chest, there's probably going to be a monster in this place. So yeah, we're fighting mummies. Now, off the top of my head, I think that the mummies, I'm assuming they might be weak to fire, but I also think that, oh hey, they might also be undead. But I think mummies, they either slow you down or they might be able to turn you into stone. I'm not sure. It's one of these types of enemies, but cool. They are undead, so Dyra actually works out pretty good. Got the power staff, and like the thing about these is like these are repeatable encounters. So if you find you can actually kill them rather easily, and if like you come across a tile that you notice is like really giving you good like time return and XP, you can grind on these if you want, but I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna fight all of them just to show what they are and what they do and all that stuff. Doop. Boop, boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Yeah, I guess I just been having a bit of a down day, I guess. Like, I don't know, like I had a rough couple weeks for a little while, and I'm feeling better. But this was definitely one of those kind of like, oh hey, I might be better, but I'm not completely awesome. And that was one of those days. So let's take a look at the thing we got. The Falchion is a sword that widens towards the tip. Now it gives more accuracy, but it's a little less powerful than the battle axe. So I think I'm gonna hand this over to Walt, who, funny, it's actually got the same stats as the broadsword, so okay. I'm also gonna give him the leather cap. I don't know why I didn't equip that on him before. Anyway, so I guess the Falchion's just gonna be another thing for us to sell. I am going to be showing off the equipment and stuff a little bit and what they do, and then jumping to the next location, so sorry if I, you know, ramble and everything. So comparing the leather gloves to the steel gloves, bronze gloves, bronze to steel. Bronze gives a little more evasion, but less defense. Alright. Nope. So, wow. So yeah, the power staff has the same attack stat as the mithril hammer, but less accuracy, so yeah. That's cool. We're going to be jumping over to the marsh cave next, so see you in a sec. Sup, we're back at the marsh cave. So, I don't remember the layout of this place, so I'm probably going to get lost and screw things up a little bit, so I hope you enjoy that. Oh well, I mean, you know, I'm trying not to take this whole Let's Play thing a little too seriously. Like, I'm doing this for fun and just to learn how to make use of a microphone and everything. So I don't know, it's hard though, even when you're doing something for fun and you kind of screw it up a little bit, not to be like, oh dummy, why'd you do that? But it's like, I'd like to think I'm getting a little bit better with that, and I don't know, I think I'm being a little hard on myself right now, because like I felt like last episode I was really good. Like I thought I was giving some good commentary, and that, oh hey, like I'm finally, you know, filling up the space and stuff, and you know, like not letting there be too much empty dialogue or what have you. And now I feel like, don't know if I'm just feeling sick or just feeling down, but it's like, oh hey, this wasn't as good as before. And I think like that's one of the most damaging things like you can do as anyone who does anything creative or just anything in life, like, you know, comparing yourself to like this good stuff you did before, like that can give you like a standard to aspire to, but getting down on yourself because you're not reaching it, I think like that's one of the hardest things to get over, because like, you know, like it's like, I'm not saying, oh hey, yeah, don't ever have perspective, don't ever think like, oh hey, like I did good before so I can do good now, but like, you know, I'm trying to learn the lesson of like, hey, you know, sometimes you will have a bad day, so yeah, like there's this standard that you could reach, but you aren't reaching it today, so just let today be the day that you don't reach it, or the week that you don't reach it, or the month or the year, or what have you. And yeah, and talking about it helps. So that's what this is for, so I can do something fun and creative and not have to feel so down about myself, and share it and stuff. Because I mean, like, the internet's a double-edged sword. It's like one of those things where you can do some really cool stuff and everything, but like, you're exposed to so much. It can be like really hard and toxic, and you can feel alone despite the connectivity. So I think the important thing is like taking advantage of that connectivity and just putting stuff out there and sharing it with people, so that way people can see what's going on, see how you're doing and stuff. And I'm just rambling, so sorry about that, but I don't know. Everyone has an opinion on how they think the world should work, and trying to give mine, I suppose. Boop. But we are making some decent progress on it at this game anyways, and I think I know where the chests are. And since we're here in the Marsh Cave, I'll explain what items are available. It's the silver armlet, the 1 antidote, and 120 gil. I mean, no, 1020 gil, my bad. So yeah. Doo-doo. Alright, ambushed by anacondas. So, I'm gonna make a little confession. Anacondas freak me out, like in the real world. Like, like vipers and, rattlesnakes and stuff. Like snakes that bite you, I am totally cool with. Because, you see it coming, and it's like it's biting some normal animal thing. Okay, there's the antidote. But, like, anacondas, like, not to freak anyone out, but they freak me out. Like, they choke you and wrap around you, and then they just swallow you whole, and that's just like really, really disgusting to me and scary. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of anacondas in real life. I mean, most enemies in this game aren't too scary. They go down pretty quickly, and we're at this point in the game where, so long as you don't go too out of your way and you're smart, enemies aren't too scary. Like, we've got some really good spells. We can, heal ourselves and take care of any of, like, the damage that might be done. But we, ooh, these guys again. Alright. Let's try this. I can't tell if, these are tiles that are in front of the, like, one of those mandatory fight tiles or not. I don't have the maps up on me, and I don't want to pull them up, because having your phone while you're recording is like one of the things I learned is a really double-edged sword. Because there's like one time I was recording and I had a really good like track of commentary and stuff, and then I'm like, oh hey, this is really good, and I just checked my phone and I was sitting there for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm recording. So that's like one thing I've really learned about. And like, there's the silver armlet, and I do believe that is like one of those mandatory fight tiles. Yep, just double checking. So yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, phones. It's funny, like, it wasn't until like this past week or so that I've just really realized like how bad phones can be. Like, I mean, everyone just, talks about, how, like, millennials and stuff are, like, addicted to their phones and everything. And, I mean, I'm a millennial. I mean, I guess most people could, guess that, maybe. But, yep. Hi, I'm Doug. I am a millennial. And, like, one of the things I always heard growing up is, like, millennials are addicted to their phones and stuff. It's like, yeah, whatever. Old people complain about the young people complain about the old and everything. But, okay, that is not where the, chest is. Anyways, what I'm saying. And, like, I always kind of ignored it, like, oh, yeah, we're not really addicted to our phones, what have you, and stuff. And it's like, I just realized, though, like, a couple of days ago, because, like I said, I've been having a rough couple weeks. So, like, I've just kind of, like, been taking look at my life and stuff I could improve on and stuff, and I'm like, you know what, I totally realize now, like, my phone sometimes, like, as useful as it is, sometimes I'm just like, okay, you know what, this is actually making me sad, like, checking Facebook or Instagram and seeing how happy other people are and how rough I'm doing, like, you know, it's like going back to what I was saying when we first got into the cave, like, comparing yourself to, like, I think, like, comparing yourself, like, where you are currently to anything, like, how you were, or, like, how other people are in terms of, like, oh, they're doing so good, or I was doing so good, now I'm not. Like, I think that can be really unhealthy. And, there's the guild, so we've just finished up the March Cave, and, I'll finish up my little spiel on the way out. Ooh, scorpions, I don't think we fought these before. Anyways, what I was saying is just, yeah, phones. I just kind of feel like, you know, like, it can be really distracting in terms of just getting stuff done. Like, you never think about it, but, like, having your phone out really can be a huge distraction. And also, like, I've just kind of realized I do spend maybe more time than I should comparing myself to other people through social media. Like, and, you know, like, not to say social media is a bad thing, but it's like, I'm realizing for my own health, it's sometimes better just to put the phone down and put it away, because, you know, it's so easy just to get stuck looking at Facebook and what someone else is doing right now, instead of sitting down and doing something creative. Like, you know, for me, like, it's really hard to put together these videos. It's like, comparatively, it's pretty easy. Like, you know, once I, you know, get my microphone set up, turn on the recording software, and then, you know, turn on the game, it's pretty simple to record this. But, like, doing something creative sometimes can just be so hard, or just, you know, doing anything that you feel like you need to or should do, but you just aren't. And, like, it's just so easy to unlock your phone and just start looking away. And I know I sound very, like, anti-phone and stuff, and I don't mean to sound that way, you know? But I'm just realizing that for me, creatively, because I like to think of myself as, like, a creative dude, that I really should, you know, put my phone away more and just look at what's in front of me and what I can do and stuff. And, you know, that works out, because, you know, like, I'm doing this and I'm having a lot of fun. Even if, like, you know, I wish I was, you know, better with commentary and I didn't feel like, you know, I'm screwing everything up and stuff. But, you know, I do have fun making these, and I always feel so much better after I made a Let's Play, like, finished one. So that's definitely, I guess that's a point in my favor, so to speak. But, you know, like, it's, I don't know. And this is, I hope this is at the very least, you know, background noise for somebody, just, you know, to make someone feel a little less alone if they're doing something, because honestly, that'd be great for me. Just, you know, somebody enjoying my stuff, just in the context of, hey, I listen to it just so I have something going on in the background and everything. But, you know, if you actually do listen to what I'm saying, and it's not just background noise, and it gets you thinking about something, I think that'd be, I mean, that would be, like, a huge honor for me, because honestly, like, you know, you always want to make an impact on something, and, like, even if someone decides, hey, I don't agree with the thing that you were saying, so the fact that someone's listening to what you're saying, just, you know, it means a lot. And, you know, I guess that's a big if, but, you know, or maybe you don't, but excuse me, but, like, putting something out there, you hope someone just listens at the very least. And I can't find the way out of here, so, okay, this might not be cool. So yeah, I've been rambling on, and this is, the appendix episodes are supposed to be quick and easy and get you out of all the extra stuff that goes into an episode. But, you know, my YouTube channel, I can do what I want with it, right? I think, okay, I think I'm gonna go to a jump cut if I, so let's use that antidote. And, if I don't get to the where's the stairs. Okie doke. Here's the stairway. There we go. Do. So yep. Sorry for. I guess sorry for saying sorry all the time. That's something I definitely want to work on, both in life and in these videos. But I do want to apologize if you just wanted to see what the cool stuff is in the that you can get because of the Mystic Key in these areas. Sorry it's not more organized. I'm not very good with editing, so I like to have the continuous long thing. And I don't know, like, I make these videos just to talk about something I enjoy. And yeah. So yeah. Sorry if this isn't what you were expecting from this episode. But I mean, I'm having fun, and I hope you have fun. Anyways, when we leave March Cave, we will be going next to the Chaos Shrine, the very first dungeon we ever entered. Okay, we're going to hit these guys, and we're also going to use Dyra. There we go. Okay, that was one little misadventure and many tangents later, but next time I'm going to be jumping right over to the Chaos Shrine, so see you in a hot second. Heyo, we're back at the Chaos Shrine, the very first dungeon we ever explored. Yeah, it's kind of funny. For you guys, it was probably just a couple seconds. For me, it was almost like 10-15 minutes trying to get back here. And, the magic of editing and everything, but not gonna lie, backtracking isn't always the funnest, but, it is what it is. Anyways, inside the Chaos Shrine, we can open doors that were previously closed, obviously, and we can get a Werebuster, a Gold Needle, and a Rune Blade. Basically, cause, okay, yeah, these are actually, this is one of those, pre-made, fight tile things that you automatically enter a fight when you enter them. But all three of these items are actually going to be really useful coming up, and I'll explain a little bit about them as, we get them. But the Rune Blade, which we just grabbed, is actually, gives you bonus damage against magic users, so it can be very useful against enemies like the Psycho Demons and stuff. Because now I'll check right now, but it's either it just does more damage against magic users, or it is will increase your resistance. Yep. Okay. It's very against it. It's very effective against spellcasters. So yeah, enemies like Psycho Demons and other enemies we'll come across later, they're going to be the ones who are affected the most by that sword. Okay, more gargoyles. Now gargoyles, I believe, are also capable of turning you to stone, which is what the Gold Needle is actually useful for, because it can cure the stone status. And we got the Werebuster, which is capable of doing extra damage against werebeasts, so the various wolves that we come across are the ones who are most affected. It's the sword that's most effective against them, basically. I feel like whenever I try to be informative and stuff and try to explain, oh, this is how this works, this is how this is effective, I always, like, trip on my words and everything. It kind of sucks because I'm, like, trying to, sound informative, like I know what I'm saying, and I do know what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know, I forget it when I actually have to, record it or something. Anyways, I don't know, something else to talk about. So, okay, yeah, all these doors are already open, so we're just wasting our time here. I'll get right out of here and get us to our last spot, but anyways, so just something random, completely unrelated to Final Fantasy. Anybody ever read The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss? No way for me to know that you, do or not. I mean, if you want to comment about it, but, I've saw some fun stuff about it on Tumblr, and like I read the book and its sequel. I read the sequel actually this year. I read the book way back in high school a couple years ago, and I mean I'm surprised like I still like the book now, because you know it's one of those things where it's like, oh hey, you get older and you just realize some of the stuff you like just isn't it for you anymore. And I really liked the book, the second book, when I read it again, and I'm looking forward to reading it again this summer, just to, I don't know, I want to read more. I used to read a lot, and now I always say, like, you know, I'm too busy and everything, but don't want that to be an excuse. So, one last little jump cut. We're going to jump from the Chaos Shrine here all the way back to where it all began at Castle Cornelia. See you in a sec. Hello everybody, and welcome to this part of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1. I'm Doug, and I am happy you're here. Now, this episode is an appendix episode, meaning that this is like a little bonus episode that's showing you some side stuff that you don't necessarily need to see to get the full story of the game, but it's there in case you're deciding to play along, or you just want to see what the game has to offer. Now, what we're doing today is we are getting, we're going to be using the Mystic Key, which we got in the previous episode for first defeating the Dark Elf Astos, and then waking up the Elven Prince, who gave us this Mystic Key. And this Mystic Key does a cool thing where it's going to allow us to open up doors that have been previously locked in locations that we visited beforehand. Those locations being the Western Keep, the Elven Castle, the Chaos Shrine, Castle Cornelia, and the Marsh Cave. Now I'm going to be jumping to all those locations, so it's going to be, you know, jumpy, cutty kind of stuff, and that means a lot of editing for me, so this should be fun for everyone. Alright, so first thing we need to get is actually going to be here in Elfheim.